We've just started our new campaign, and we're excited to share it with everybody. You'll be able to catch us live Monday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern or whenever on YouTube. Does somebody want to do the recap? I forgot to add. That's the other thing. I was trying to remember what it was that I wanted to ask beforehand, but does anybody want to volunteer to do our recap from last week?
Not me. Did it last time.
I'm seeing the nose goes from Blake.
I'll do it, I guess, if I remember, because not much happened.
Yep, there was not much that happened.
Like, if I remember correctly, we wandered out into the streets to prepare for an adventure into the mountains to deliver a message. We know that if it's opened, then the contents are destroyed. And once it's read by, and I think that also happens if the person who is meant to receive it, like, gets it. That or something else, whatever. So we bought a bunch of crap we bought a lot of cold weather gear, a lot of scarves, some upgraded backpacks. We met up with Riona, and then we took off.
You were also, sorry to interrupt, but you were also harassed by one Seris.
Oh, right. Because she's heading in the same direction.
She's also the creepiest motherfucker we've seen in the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
Definitely a bad guy.
We've yeah.
Let me check our party notes real quick, because we did note her down. Seris, definitely a baddie, but damn, she got a body.
That sounds like something you wrote down.
It was not me. I haven't touched this document.
I don't believe you. Anyway, we met. So yeah, Sarah showed up. We were going in the same direction after some very tense and awkward conversation. And then on our way, we saw some. Weren't they like seals with antlers?
Yes.
We debated hunting them and decided not to. Then we ran into a farmer whose tiny llamas had just escaped, and we rounded up, I think, all of them.
Yes.
And then, burning spell slots in wild shapes. But we got all of them. And then we were invited to spend the night with him. Or he invited to share his home with us for the night.
Yes.
Yep.
Luckily, your DM is not the sort of DM that incidentally throws hard encounters after easy encounters.
We're gonna have to fight a wall today, guys. Be ready.
No, this old farmer's definitely gonna try to eat us.
He's definitely a lich.
He's level 15 and a monk.
Well, I mean, as long as I don't have to climb it, I'll probably be all right.
Oh boy.
All right.
Climbing.
That was a good recap. Sorry for not notifying you ahead of time. In the future, we will resume our thing from the last campaign, where we roll at the end of each game to determine who will do the recap for next week.
Okay.
But with that concluded, Chapter 3. As the party enters the farmer's home, the sun sinks into the western sky. The home is large and well furnished, a sign this farmer has enjoyed the favor of his lord. Aged tapestries display the houses he honors. A boar for House Wildermoss, the castle you guys saw perched on the hill the night before, or earlier this afternoon. The Watcher of White Sinks, statue you guys witnessed earlier that day in the city of White Sinks, which is also the symbol of House Tree. And the green leaves for the king, and that symbolize the whole of Valendia. Fine objects adorn many of the shelves that surround the room. Little knickknacks, collected artifacts. Nothing out of the ordinary, but definitely a lot of pieces that look like they were very special to whoever gathered or created them. A few small paintings and a warm fire set in one corner that has just started to come alight. It looks like he might have set it before he went out to bring in his livestock that you guys assisted with.
What is the plural for llamies, Chris?
Lamai, I believe.
Isn't llamies plural?
Is it a flock?
Isn't llamies plural?
I think it's more of a herd.
Yeah, I guess lamies is, I think, the canon thing from last game.
Is it a pack? Is it a flock?
I think it's a pack,
murder?
pack of lamies.
I feel like they'd be a murder though.
A fluff?
A fluff?
A fluff of lamies. All right,
A
that's
fluff of fluff.
But in any case, he quickly sets about setting some food in the kitchen, preparing some food. It's clear that he didn't expect guests, especially this large of a number, but with no word that he would have to send for any food, it must be that he has the provisions necessary already on hand. But you guys are left alone in the room for the moment as the sun sinks.
Oh, well, what an eventful first day on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of animal capture apparently.
I'm new to this. Does it normally involve so much critter wrangling?
It just depends on the day.
Yeah.
Tasks you set yourself.
All right.
Has anyone seen Sam?
I think he's still running out in the yard.
Most definitely.
We'll say, for the sake of it, that he has entered and is curled up next to the fire.
Such a good boy.
Doesn't wild shape only last like a minute?
No, it lasts an hour.
Such a good boy.
It feels weird to talk about him like he's an actual dog.
This is a very well decorated
If you would
home.
look at him,
Yeah, it's a very nice house for a farmer.
Is it?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
livestock, that's actually a pretty, heavy investment for most communities. So the fact that he has as many as he does probably suggests that he already had a bit of money before we came along. But
We're still fairly close to the city, though, right?
Yeah, you're still within a day of you're about a day's ride or a day's walk from the city.
Well, I guess it would seem likely that when still being so close to the city, the lands surrounding are probably owned by lords, and so the farms are owned by more reputable people, I would imagine. Do I need to run a history check on that?
You may, absolutely. If you'd like to try and assess the situation, you may roll a history check.
Oh dear.
Well, I don't know. I mean, coming from an island,
No idea.
I'm more familiar with fishing.
You're not exactly sure of the balance between livestock and farming and what's important, what's not, but you do understand the basics of how the feudal system that a lot of the country is under works. It's likely that the lord of the castle that overshadows this place controls all of these lands, and that the people here are his vassals. They are people who are pledged to him. The land is often technically his, but may be granted to individuals. But when you see the finery around, especially pieces that are very nice but perhaps a little aged, it's clear that what often will happen is these lords will purchase new furniture or new tapestries or new vases or new whatever that may be, and they will give the old ones to their favored vassals and those that have done well underneath them, alongside the fact that it does look like he must have been pretty successful for himself to have had a house this large. And what was it?
Fluff.
Fluff.
fluff. The fluff of lammies that you all saved the night before, earlier tonight, was actually only one barn of a couple that were inside the larger fenced area that he possessed. You imagine that this man is relatively well off.
All right.
Yeah, livestock in a feudal system ain't no joke, man.
Definitely could have done worse our first night out.
Yeah.
What's up?
Weather like outside,
Keep up the
Chris.
streak.
The weather is nice. It's cooled off a little bit from the kind of blazing sun of the earlier day while you were traveling. Some clouds also seem to have rolled in. Just kind of glancing out one of the windows up at kind of the stars that are beginning to ever so slightly show as the sun has gone down. You can see that just some of them grow darker as clouds obfuscate. Obfuscate? Oh man.
Obfuscate.
That's the word. Oh man.
It's a hard one.
That was really hard for me. But yeah, you can see the farmer returns and he like, we'll have to wait a little while. I don't have a whole abundance of things that can serve such a large group, but I do have plenty of food. It just will take a little while. Now,
Do you need any help with the cooking, or could we help in any way?
oh, if absolutely, if you like.
Sure. Well, I mean, I would feel silly just kind of leaving it all to you. We did kind of happen upon you.
We set out expecting to camp, so any hospitality is more than we could possibly have hoped for this evening.
Well, lucky for you, I got a big house and not a whole lot of people staying in it. So,
Yes,
I
who is the
don't-
lady of the house?
I don't know. Well, you see, kind of, he pauses and kind of a dark shadow kind of comes across. There is none at the current time. It's just me and my boy.
Well, Riona, you're single, aren't you?
Well, that's, actually,
and just kind of
actually, I think she's involved in an incestuous thing with the gentleman.
That's quite enough.
It
from
wasn't
you
very
two. Thank
clear.
you. All right. Quite enough from you two. All right. To the kitchen then.
And as you all, you may enter the kitchen. I think you have control of your tokens now. You should be able to see everything, right? Everybody can see.
Let me zoom out.
Hopefully, everybody can see, but cannot see too much.
It's a rather large map, Chris.
It is a rather large map.
it is.
What
Weird
secrets
how
are
that
you
is.
I don't like how large this
I really have a thing
is.
for
Yeah,
using the
Chris,
bottom
why
left
you gotta
corner of
do that?
large maps for no particular reason.
There we go.
Oh.
Found it.
Where's the kitchen though?
It's
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's this way, right over here. And you see, he basically, what you see is he's got a large cauldron that he's heating next to the fire that he's kind of, it looks like he's basically preparing a stew because he doesn't really have much food or much ingredients to make much else with beyond just throwing everything he has into a stew.
Can I insight check this guy? Is he gonna eat us in the middle of the night? This guy seems
Yeah, absolutely. Make an insight check.
Is he feeding us something sketchy?
21.
Wow.
Is this man going to murder me in my sleep?
Is he already feeding us something sketchy?
You see that he is, for lack of a better word, he's not nervous per se. He does kind of glance to the windows every so often, and there's a moment every time he kind of hears a loud noise or something, moving in the other room where he kind of perks up. But other than that, he has a smile on. He's preparing the best that he can with the food. You do see a number of food items that are being stored just on the side shelves that he is not offering to you. Some things that might be a little bit nicer. So you gather that he's trying to make you guys a good meal, but he's not trying to give you his best. Uh,
That's fine. I mean, we're strangers, and we just kind of like.
Does this man look like a weaker man, or does he look like a farmer? What's his build?
I mean, he's not a weaker man. He looks like he has spends his days outside. He looks like he does a lot of hard labor. He is on the like older middle-aged side.
Okay.
So in that regard, perhaps a little bit weaker, but not not weaker than other members of your party, perhaps.
Hey, I'm not negative.
I'm just
10
trying to
strength
get
is
a grasp of
average.
his behavior.
Yeah.
I'm not much good in the kitchen, so I'm gonna just let him do his thing.
I never said Riona was good in the kitchen. She's gonna help though.
Morgan will set the table.
What is a good cooking skill? I don't. What is
Survival.
Survival, nature.
We'll
I
go
would
ahead
even
and
deal with
say
medicine.
you can certainly roll survival because it is underutilized, and I feel like it. I'll let you use performance as well.
Oh well, in that case. Oh goody! Oh goody! That's a 2, guys.
Seeing you struggle, Seris will step in and try to give a hand in the kitchen.
It's like you do that thing where you're like you start cutting vegetables and you're trying to like make it look really cool and do it fast with the knife.
Right.
But you're using all your fingers out, and Seris kind of steps up and is like, "Whoa!" and stops you before you add a little bit more than you intended to the stew. The farmer kind of, while you're just cooking, begins to talk. Oh, where are all y'all coming from?
Well, I've really only just met them, so I can't say where all of them are from. But I'm from a long way off. I've been traveling a ways. But you do have a rather nice home. How did you, acquire this? I don't see any farmhands, or has your family been here a long time?
Well, we've got neighbors that help out. My family has been here for a long time. We've got long roots with the wilder moss of the, and kind of points in the northerly direction towards kind of where the castle was. Up on the hill, I imagine you've seen. I guess I don't know if y'all are from nearby or not, but generally speaking, we do pretty well, especially those of us closer to Light Sinks these days. And I was rewarded quite well upon my service in the last war. And was able to buy this farm and the first set of animals, build the first barn.
And you say you live here with your son?
Yes, ma'am. This house, well, part of this house, and he kind of gestures towards the front left of the house, kind of the area that, not the sitting room, but the area kind of south of you guys, down from you guys right now. Mm-hmm. Those 2 rooms there was all I grew up in. That was my parents' house for many years. And when I came back from the war and when I began my own work in the town nearby, I was able to expand it and move in with them and found me a wife and did the old thing that you do. You know, had family, gaggle of kids, but the only one left now is the youngest boy.
The youngest? There were others?
Well, I had an older daughter and an older brother as well, but they both joined the war, the current war, and the son still lives. The daughter fell in one of the earlier skirmishes.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Do you know where he's stationed at?
Oh, well, I get letters every now and again. But last I heard is along the border. They were, for a long time, they were stationed just in High Arbor, but they've got them moving around now, how things are before conflict. You don't want to be in one place for too long. You don't want any enemy to know too much. So he can't say as much perhaps he would like to, but I hope that he's found his way down to Whitehold. That would be last place, if anywhere, some trouble would be started.
Well, perhaps we'll cross paths with him at some time. What's his name?
Well, it would be Phil of. I don't know what title he would be claiming in this day, but you could certainly tell him. He kind of pauses. You could tell him his father sends regards from Winterlodge. If Winterlodge you come across him, I doubt he still claims that, though. We're a bit of a small settlement out here. Most people that leave generally claim honors elsewhere, make titles of their own.
So, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
after Morgan sets the table, he's going to go into the main room with all the baubles.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the next 10 minutes, he's going to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual spell.
All right.
Something's about this is a little strange.
Okay. The rest of them, continue preparing dinner as you sit down. And you haven't cast this spell yet, so I'll ask, what does this appear to be to the others that would be sitting in the main room right now?
So Morgan takes out his component pouch, which I don't know if I have, but I'll just say no. I'll just say it's the holy symbol, and he'll open up the book that's at his side, and you'll see him fiddle with the lock on it, eventually get it open. And there's just a page that's filled with random symbology. You have no idea what it means, and he's just sort of holding it over holding the holy symbol over the page, and just murmuring to himself for a couple of minutes. And the symbol eventually starts pendulum to certain symbols and starts spelling things out. And and eventually that will cast the spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elrich was reading his book, but is now closed that and is just watching this process.
And as you complete the spell, you kind of reach out. That's right as the real darkness outside sets hold. The sun is completely gone now, and the only light is the small candles and torches and the fire within the room with you guys. And of course, the glowing runes that begin to form around you. And as the spell kind of takes hold and you kind of close your eyes for a moment, open them. You look across the shelves for the auras that would normally surround magical objects or particularly magical creatures or the casting of spells.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, if you would.
Sadly, I'm pretty sure this is concentration, so no guidance. But investigation. Yeah, I'm proficient with that. 11. Not too good.
You gather that there might be some items of merit or worth. There's a sword affixed above the mantelpiece. There are a few kind of gold, small gold things. There is a glass paned cabinet with a number of silver pieces. And all of those seem like they would be things of worth, of significance, but none of them have magical auras. As you kind of reach your consciousness just into the surrounding area, you don't feel any magical auras beyond the magical creature in one of your companions' cloaks.
I'm surprised his spellbook didn't go up. Okay, interesting.
I don't think spellbooks are inherently magical. Not usually.
Not usually, but I
Spellbook inherently magical, Chris?
Are you looking at his spell book?
I would look at his spell book. I wouldn't like, try
So
and take it from him, but I would
go
take a
ahead.
glance at it.
Go ahead. If you is your spell book out and open, Elrich?
It's not open, but it is out because I was gonna start reading it, and then Morgan started casting a spell, and that's a little more interesting at the moment.
It looks non-magical to you, but I believe last time you did handle it, correct?
Yep.
Then you very well know that this item is magical, but as you stare at it, it does not register within your spell.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not terrifying at all.
I'll leave it alone for now, but I'll keep Detect Magic up just for the 10 minutes, since I spent 10 minutes casting it.
All right, and is there anything anybody would like to do before?
How much time does it seem like I might have?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, I might go ahead and open up my book and try to work out a little bit more of the code now that I can like set it down on something and I have a writing surface. It's not just all in my head.
All right. Detect Magic is a what level spell?
First.
First level spell?
First level.
As he opens the book, you look at it, and for a moment, it's almost like a black light sucking in the light around it. It is the polar opposite of what one would expect to see a magical aura around something, and you feel the concentration on your spell end.
What?
Did I learn what school of magic it was? I'm assuming abjuration. Because that sounds like an abjuration effect.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. You through the use of your spell, you did not gain any information about what.
Okay, interesting.
Slightly terrifying.
I'm learning more about your character than you are, buddy.
Man, I'll drink to that.
Natural one. No, I'm not. I ain't learning shit. All that years at community college wasted.
So, a natural one is a natural one, but is also not like a critical failure in the sense I think we've agreed not to play with those at least for the current time when it comes to skill checks. But looking at it as a 6, you have no idea what magic this could be, but you are familiar with there is an art to repelling magics, protective magics, obscuring magics. There's a back and forth that magic often has, and this seems to have countered whatever you were trying to do to it.
Interesting.
And before the book was open, there was no way to have told that this was a magical book.
I'll let Ulrich work for a bit. I'm not going to talk to him about it just yet, especially considering what I saw from the book the first time and what I'm seeing now. I'm starting to get a picture of it being very sketchy magic, and I don't want to trigger the paladins just yet.
Makes me feel way better. Elrich has no idea what's going on.
Please don't trigger the paladins.
So,
You're just a warlock with a job.
we'll say as you go through your spell book, the farmer brings out a number of his bowls and kind of pours it, 2 into each. He produces bread to go with it, and just a couple other things, a small amount of vegetables that he had prepared. He has a picture of a strange kind of thick white liquid.
What?
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 He has a pitcher, like a pitcher, and he pours himself a mug of a white viscous liquid.
Not liking these adjectives, Chris.
Nope.
Right on.
Oh, it's just milk, guys. Relax.
It does seem more
Mommy
viscous than
buttermilk?
milk that you are familiar with.
It's clearly mommy milk.
Can I smell it?
Um,
Can I do a nature check?
Yeah. As he begins, as the table begins to pass around the table, you can kind of give it a whiff. You immediately have that kind of like reel of sniffing a pretty hard alcohol,
Oh.
Oh.
Hey,
and also strangely milk.
it's a White Russian.
It's just curdling a little. Oh, yeah, I'll drink it.
No, it's
I'll take a sip.
good sir, do you mind if I say a prayer here before our meal?
I don't think
Once we had all had plates prepared, I was going to insist.
Very well, thank you.
Everyone can gather around the table. I will.
Elrich would not partake of the White Russian.
Morgan will absolutely partake.
it's like curdled milk, isn't it?
You can see he kind of, as you kind of begin to say your prayer, he kind of looks out through the window behind.
Oh, you don't want me to say the prayer?
No, as you prepare to, we haven't yet. But then he kind of turns back whenever you're ready.
Is your son not going to join us?
Oh, he has a bad habit of coming home a little bit later.
Insight check.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if we have to fight this guy, I just hope the death roll my rest.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna have to fight this guy. I think we're gonna have to kill his
Or a
kid.
vampire? Or like something?
Oh my gosh. You people.
Chupacabra.
Right?
What if this is just a really nice
It's
old
actually a
man?
chimera.
Just a really nice old man.
No such thing.
You can you're not particularly good at reading people, but you do kind of pick up on subtleties, and you've been training yourself a little bit towards it. And he's not exactly being subtle. As he says that, he does kind of bite his lip in a kind of nervous way. It's clear that he is playing this off as simple and straightforward, but there's definitely something about this that has put him on edge. He's nervous.
Okay.
I clap my hands together really loud, attempting to break the tension and begin my prayer.
I will follow suit.
I'm presuming, since he was going to insist that
Right. Well, I
Pillar
mean,
is fine.
that the paladins, say,
I mean, it could have been the cleric.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Ioun, rub-a-dub-dub, thank you for the grub. All right, your turn.
You can see that the farmer kind of tosses dirty looks to all of you that have just interrupted the prayer.
Pelor's sunlight, warm and nurturing. Kind Pelor, fill us with the warmth of your mercy and grant us the fires of your justice. Bless this meal so that it nourishes us for the journey ahead, and our kind host that has blessed us with lodging this evening. Amen.
I would also like to. I would like to add that would you please bless this man's crops and give him a good harvest, and thank you.
And he kind of nods his head in kind of a bowing way. All right. You may please enjoy. And he begins to eat. It is customary that the host of the house would be the first to eat. And he kind of does lift his spoon and eat. And that's kind of, there's usually made a show of that, but he does it kind of subtly.
I partake.
I partake, but not of the White Russian. I don't want Elrich's first drink to be milk and alcohol.
The food is okay. It's much better than probably rations, You don't really. It's probably about even with your meat and cheese hunks. Those of you that have those.
Food's food.
But
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
At least as far as mechanics are concerned.
Nick, we've all eaten at Panda Express. We know what it's like.
Hey now, Chris is
he
gonna
eats
be upset if you're
quietly-
not careful.
He eats quietly for a couple minutes before beginning. So I talked to these two for a little bit, but I was interested in where the rest of y'all. Where do you hail from?
Well, I'm down from Olasta. I've actually not been up this way before.
South of the river, yeah. Yeah, always good to see your folk up here.
Well, it's a nice land. I've actually not made it this far up north before.
Yeah, it's good age to be traveling. I traveled quite a bit in your age. Y'all you're looking for work? Got work?
I got work at the moment.
We're
Looks like y'all you can carry yourself pretty well.
I wish I could say the same about my bags.
we do okay, at least. I think so. We're still a fairly new group to each other. We joined in White Sinks and are on a quest of sorts.
Oh. Well, most folk would say you still are in White Sinks by the nature of the allegiances in this region. But I recognize the accent there from across the mountains.
oh,
Yeah, are you not?
well, yes, actually, my brother Liam and I are from an island off the coast.
Agrian is the name.
Well, I am very happy to have you with me, and I'm a loyal citizen, a loyal servant of the king, having served in his war. But I will warn, if you're headed north, as it seems you are, things are a little bit less so near out. That was one of the only towns to resist him, and a lot of the folks still do. A lot of orders such as your own served in that war, and a lot of people died to their blades. You might encounter a little bit more resistance as you go further.
I see. Thank you for your concern. We will be as careful as we can.
So,
We're not technically headed north, though, are we?
North.
Yeah,
Yeah,
north.
no, we're hitting pretty
North-ish.
north. It's like north by northwest.
Do I know exactly what he's talking about, Chris?
Make a history check. You know the basic idea one way or the other, but I'm interested in how much detail you understand.
Oh, none. None.
You know,
I was not thinking.
you know
really
that,
don't understand.
you know that about the same time that the Winged Queen was taking over Magnus in the north in her war, the Broad River Vale, where you guys are now, these lords receded or like kind of seceded from that empire as it fell, the Empire of Lutentia, and they were independent for a few years, and then they were annexed by the Kingdom of Valindia, and that was partially and mostly peacefully, but not entirely. There were certainly lords of the Broad River that resisted, and it was pretty much made clear by the King of Valindia when he accepted the lords that were seeking entrance into his kingdom that he would take the Broad River Vale as a whole or not at all. And in the end, he took all of it. And that's been about, I think it's been about 15 years since the real secession of hostilities of that war.
Okay, so technically we're in safe lands, but there are people there within those places that are not so pleasant.
Yeah, it's like the secessionist South.
Yeah,
basically.
I would say that it is and it isn't. It's like the secession of the South, except in the fact that the majority of people in the Broad River Vale still support the crown. They support the king. But there are certainly pockets, and there are certainly people who lost everything to that war.
Yeah.
And just as this man appears to have been richly rewarded for serving the crown and having embraced that, there are many on the other side of that.
Right. Okay. I think I got the gist.
So I've not really made my way up this far north. Is there anything out this way we need to keep an eye out for as we travel? Anything dangerous that might be out there that I'm not used to?
Well, there's always the regular threats that hound travelers on the road, and being monsters and being bandits. But I haven't heard too much talk of anything north of here. I know there's been some strange happenings around Wilderlodge in general, but nothing I believe that, or near the road, nothing with travelers that I've heard of.
What kind of strange happenings?
There's just livestock slain in the night. People.
Eaten?
Couple.
Were the livestock eaten?
To the bone.
And the people?
None have been found.
And what do you think it is?
There's all sorts of things. And you can see he kind of grows nervous at that line of conversation, watching through the little window that is carved in the back door for return of his son, who is still out.
Toss a coin.
Are you sure you aren't expecting your son back soon?
Well, soon, yes. But you know how children are. They don't always listen to what you want.
Is that
Yes,
right?
that was definitely one of those.
As an only son to a father on his own, I understand that. Yeah.
Well,
You see,
boys
kinda
will be
like
boys.
scratch his temple, and then give a quick flick to the window, and he's gonna send Callie out within his 100-foot range of the familiar to just see if she can see anything.
All right. Make a perception check for her.
What is the bat's perception? +1. All right.
That's not bad.
No.
Does it have
Christopher,
19.
Wow.
would we know what phase the moon would be in tonight?
One moment. So, within 100 feet, that's still pretty well within, like just the area around the house, the fields, the farmland.
And then she does have dark vision. Blind sight 60.
Yeah. Doesn't have dark vision though, does it?
No, but I don't know how blind sight and dark like.
Blind sight is just
It's
blind
light,
sight.
yeah.
Blind sight would work just fine. It's just like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Callie basically she finds empty fields, well plowed, well cut. They appear to be grazing lands, so the grass is kept low. There's a small branch like a creek that runs behind the house as well, and it seems that that's kind of the back boundary of this man's property. That's kind of the fences just run straight to it. There's a small bridge in a neighboring house, but beyond that, it's just peering into the distance, the void. There's lights, here and there in the distance. You can see other houses, other structures, other things like that, but nothing of significance or note.
All right.
So you're a man of Pelor. Mr. I don't think I've caught your name.
Bob.
Bob. Well, Robert, you seem to be a man of Pelor. If your reaction to our friends here was any indication. I apologize for my earlier prayer. Ioun's more of a god of application than ceremony most of the time.
I'm not sure I witnessed. Or I'm not sure what you're talking about. But
The rub-a-dub-dub thing.
I serve the pantheon. I serve. Well, I honor which gods I might for what services I require or what I hope to have. For Pelor, I pray for good harvest and sun rising bright in the morning. But to Ioun, I pray for the knowledge to know what the seasons may hold.
Seems more like a Melora thing, but all right.
Well, if are you supposed to be all knowledge? Aren't they?
It's academic knowledge. It's the development of wisdom.
You'll always find strange things, even out here, even us simple folk.
There's no wrong
Practice knowledge.
interpretation.
We understand the timings of the stars and the moon. We understand the passage of seasons and what it means for our animals and for the crops that we grow. We understand what the signs of the weather mean, but that knowledge is not through Melora. Through Ioun. It's mechanics.
Right. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you meant then. I did not mean to belittle your craftsmanship.
And I might be a little distant tonight. Like I said, there has been trouble in the area around, and it was hopefully to be taken care of by an individual who passed through a few weeks ago, but it seems it wasn't. So I was.
What trouble?
Well, like I said, the
Animal.
disappearances and the animal slaughter. None of my own have been affected. It's all been further in, closer to the keep, which is a little more concerning, as usually that sort of, if it was monster, beast, or creature, those usually avoid the more crowded areas, but this one seems to strike wherever it may.
Has there been any frequency to these attacks? Any sort of pattern?
Well, they began near the new moon of last, and one would stand to reason as the moon wanes once more, that would be when they'd reappear. And one of you were asked earlier, but I didn't get to answer because I was distracted, what the position of the moon is. What the what's the phase of the moon is.
Yes.
And you would know that you're about 3 nights from the new moon.
New moon's the completely blank one, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
No werewolves in this encampment.
The opposite of a full moon.
Well,
Little meta, Will, we had a whole long discussion with Chris about that. We don't know if that's true.
Yeah. Could you describe the animals that you mentioned were attacked? Did you happen to see any of them?
No, none of mine.
None of yours, but none of your neighbors? You haven't seen anything like that?
Neighbors up the road, they had a couple chickens get skinned, but that was back in the beginning. In the early ones, they assumed it had been, somebody. So clean were they cut, like I said, to the bone. And then when the first gentleman was kind of a troublemaker, he disappeared. People assumed it had been him. Stole some animals, skinned them, and bolted out of town. But then the second went missing. Third, people started to suspect, and as I do, that perhaps it's not just animals it preys upon.
So, Briss, what sort of check would it be to figure out if there is any non-normative predator that is tied to a new moon? I'm assuming it's some form of lycanthropy, but that's probably a shot in the dark.
So what I will say is that you have a selection of knowledges and a selection of abilities. You may choose from those which you would like to search in your mind of memories of this, whether it be history or arcana or nature. The information you receive will be based on the check that you make.
I will make a Arcana check.
Can I assist in that?
Yeah.
Like, soundboarding ideas off me. Let's go.
21.
Inherently, from that alone, no. The new moon is the darkest time of the month. It is certainly a time when a lot of night predators are particularly active. There is kind of there's a duality because there's night predators who hunt by the moon, and there are those that hunt by other senses. And the new moon is the prime time for those that do not require light or even loathe it. And that's not just arcana, that's just basic general knowledge. With your knowledge of arcana, you don't have anything specific.
We can stop by the neighbors tomorrow and see if we can figure something out. I'd hate to leave and not know what this is. At least for somebody else to be better prepared to deal with it if the gentleman who was hired has proven to be unreliable.
There's a little bit more, of course. There's all sorts of, tales, weird happenings, lights going red in the night, people hearing voices, moving shadows. I don't know what it was. The adventurer they had hired seemed to be a man of pretty well repute, knew what he was doing, but he went to the castle and spoke with Lord Wildermont Moss, and then he rode back out.
Weird. Well, let's move to more pleasant conversation. I'd hate to drown the atmosphere.
I will say, with your 21 Arcana, red light does strike you. That's like, of course, it's a natural color of fire, but there's only a few creatures that really are associated with red light. And most of them are not natural.
Yeah. Did that narrow anything down? I'm assuming it took lycanthropy off the table.
You would not know any connection between lycanthropes and red light.
Okay.
It's an element of commonly associated with more like ghost stories.
Okay.
Or
something.
Stories of demons.
Interesting. Okay.
Just in your kind of rough knowledge of lore.
Right.
But you know this, but the others at your table do not.
Oh no, I haven't communicated any of this. I've maybe had hushed ideas with Elrich, but that's probably about it. Like names of creatures, and that's probably it.
All right. But I suppose you guys are coming from White Sinks. You might have a little bit more recent news on the war, huh?
It's certainly happening.
We haven't really heard much. I'm sorry.
I know it's a little bit more important to others than some.
I apologize.
Yeah. I expect we'll be hearing one way or the other soon. This many troops going to the border, it ain't likely. It's just for show.
Well, you want us to sleep in the barn, or are there rooms?
Or should
Oh,
we just
no. There's, if you look, and he kind of points to a door that is actually directly adjoining this room. That room and the room beyond, both those are at your disposal. Those were the elder two children used to sleep. And there's soft surfaces, there's hard surfaces around, but you wouldn't want to sleep within the barn.
If it looks like everybody's finished eating, Seris would start to clear the table.
Elrich would help.
Very well. I imagine that's pretty crowded already with two of them doing it, so I'm gonna. How late is it?
It's still pretty early. It's probably only like 8.
Oh, that's bedtime.
God, straight edge as hell.
Well, I do believe that those who worship the Lord like to get up with the sun.
usually
I should phrase this differently. It's only probably an hour past sunset.
Okay.
on the time of year.
Yeah.
God, it's like 4 in the afternoon. Son of a bitch.
It's like 5 o'clock.
Why is it so fucking dark out? It's only 3.
It's not wintertime. I think we've ruled that out.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
summer, which means it's like 8.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
said.
it's like 8. Well, not sure what to do here for the next.
And you see, he would, after the, thank you for cleaning the dishes, he would go and sit in a chair and begin to smoke a pipe near the fire.
Right.
Anyone got any cards?
Um,
I don't have any myself. I would entertain a game should you have some, but I don't know how it is in the cities and the coast and on your islands and stuff. But out here, usually it's customary to, when upon dinner's completion, to hear the tales of your guests.
well, that's good because I'm not very familiar with card games.
Well, that's good because I'm a terrible gambler.
Yeah. They didn't really teach us card games in the Polar Finish.
I have taught a 62 card pickup.
I have only ever played.
Cards in the deck.
I imagine the two of you, servants of Pelor, you probably have quite a few stories through your training. Monsters you've slain.
I mean, we're freshly trained. Haven't really fought a lot of monsters yet.
What? I thought
Nothing.
Experience.
It's just like a lot of tilting and lances and practice swords and like a lot of stuff like that and padded armor and
Elrich is visibly chest-fallen.
I'm afraid I wouldn't have many interesting stories.
Oh.
Mostly spent a lot of time in a college.
You see,
So-
he kind of closes his mouth and swallows before speaking again, kind of with a straighter face. Have you, orc?
What?
I imagine if half the stories are true of the mountains your people hail from. Man of your age has seen some things.
I've seen a lot of battle.
Would you like to elaborate on that, Raknul? What was your favorite battle?
Any time we won?
Yeah,
Riveting.
that is the most real thing.
Absolutely riveting, Raknul. Thank you for that
Uh,
glorious tale of bravery.
In my experience, half of the battle is just being around when it's over. And the other half is preparing for it to begin. The middle part is trivial.
Liam, how about you tell us how you and Seris came together?
We came together in the shop with everyone else. What are you
Not
talking
Seris,
about?
I'm sorry, Riona. Sorry, I'm still learning names.
How did you two meet?
At a young age, we were
Well,
both
Love it first sight.
orphans. I
Childhood
think
friends.
I thought we'd explained this, but
we came to the orphanage a few years after I did. And I remember I was about I probably about 5 or 6. And he was just this like little scrawny thing, and he was really like shy and awkward and really kind of he's worried about fitting in kind of and I was pretty pretty not exactly fitting in myself.
is that right?
By the way, none of this is
That
like
seems,
convincing none of this is convincing Morgan that you are not a couple, by the way.
I will say that as you all you continue to share stories, time passes. Evening grows later, and he excuses himself briefly to exit and goes outside.
As he goes, I'm going to have Callie follow behind him like 50 feet up from the ground. And I'm going to warg into Callie, and she's just going to continue after him.
Okay. You see, he kind of pulls a lantern from beside the doorway, and there's kind of 2 lanterns on either side of the doorway. One is like a hooded lantern, and one is bullseye. He pulls the bullseye, and he kind of begins to scan out. What? And even inside, you guys hear him calling with no answer. And as you guys hear that, and it kind of brings a brief moment of pause and a reminder that not everyone is within the house yet. And you kind of hear the slow kind of winding noises of the insects outside. Kind of hum. Crickets and such. But no answer.
With a bit of distraction, Morgan's going to go over here to the spare rooms of the dead son and daughter, and he's going to check out the daughter's room real quick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick as well, could we say this qualifies as a short rest?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just in case we need to start running out into the...
So, Ian, as you enter, it's dim, it's dark. There is a candelabra on the north side, but it is unlit.
I will cast light on the candelabra.
All right. This appears, the furniture within this room kind of indicates to you that this is probably, like, it's more masculine. It's probably the son's room.
I'll leave it be. Head into the next one.
And you would see it's the same story here as far as the light is concerned.
I'll drop concentration on the other one and cast light on a pillow.
All right.
I don't think light is a concentration spell.
I thought it was.
Uncertain.
I'm pretty
check.
sure it isn't. It's not.
It's not.
It just lasts an hour.
Sweet. Oh, well, then I'll just cast light on a pillow. Thump.
This appears to be the daughter's room. You can see that probably soon after inviting you in, he removed kind of a thin sheet that had been placed over the bed. There's a lot of dust collecting on some of the shelves. It looks like he doesn't come in here very often.
I will go over to the most obvious place where a young person would hide something, their chest of drawers. I'm not going to ransack it, but I am going to carefully open it up and see if there's anything that obviously jumps out at me.
In the literal sense?
Close.
Or...
Sure.
Just close? All right.
Yeah, you'd see there's an armoire on the other side, but this one just has closed.
I'll check out the armoire.
Appears to be jewelry.
No books,
Nothing
no
very
nothing.
fine, nothing nice. No books.
Under the bed? Or in the mattress?
Under the bed, you see a sword, and a bow, and a suit of leather armor.
And under the mattress?
Nothing.
Get the weirdest feeling. And I'll sit down on the bed and think for a bit.
All right, back in the other room. The farmer returns inside.
No luck. Any idea where he might have gone?
There's a lot of places. He's been playing in a lot of the ruins north of here. If it gets much later, I may have to go look for him.
Not to stick up for everyone else, but I think we'd accompany you in that search.
Well, if we're going to search for your lad, I suggest go ahead and get on then before it starts getting too late.
Right.
Where's my exit here, Chris?
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Your exit. There's a door in the back, right where Elrich's character is standing. I don't know who
I
pinged
see.
there, but not there.
Oh, that's the fireplace, yeah.
I see.
Chris, light is not coming from my character.
I'm gonna take
Yes, your character does not have light or dark vision.
You know what? That makes sense.
step outside.
Dude, you a human.
I cast light on my I'll come around so that Bob can't see me, and I'll cast it won't matter.
Can I cast light on?
On the top of my head,
On top of your head.
as though it were a light bulb.
All right. What is that? 60 feet?
20 bright, 20 dim.
Okay. All right. And that's all players can see that light.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't think light was coming from my character either.
I don't think mine either.
Yes. So none of you have lights yet, and I don't have any of the dark vision people programmed yet. So if you
Okay.
tell me, I will add it.
Yeah.
All right. So Raknul, do you have dark vision? Yeah.
Yee.
60-30.
Yes. Well, yeah, 60. If it's dark vision from non-drow, it's going to be 60 feet.
Yeah.
So 60-30, right?
So it's 60, but it treats dark light as though it were dim light.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 30-30 radius, I think.
No, it's,
No.
it's 60, but it's all dim light.
Does it treat dim light like it's right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It
Dim
doesn't,
light is bright light. Darkness is dim light.
it doesn't specify. I've looked this up.
No, it's pretty specifically.
You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. You can't discern color or darkness, only shades of gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
So right now it's all dark outside, aside from your light. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you a 60-foot surrounding you that appears as dim light, but because you can still see the map with that, but it will highlight better what you can see better and what you can't. I think that should work.
Okay.
All right.
Because otherwise it'll just drown out everything if I make it all bright.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Who else has dark vision? So I've done Raknul.
I do.
I have an easier question. Does anyone not have dark vision outside of Elrich?
Morgan.
Oh yeah, Morgan's a human
not
as well.
Here, man.
Oh, it's
There
Morgan.
Oh, Morgan's in a different room.
Yeah.
but also doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, I think it's just me and Morgan.
Wait, Bronwyn, you have dark vision?
Yes.
Yeah, half elf.
Half elf.
Dude.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't it? I think it's halflings, dragonborn, and humans of the vanilla races that don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about Reid.
I do have dark vision.
Okay. All right, your character should be able to see.
Yes.
Inform me if they cannot.
Oh yeah. All
The only current light source, though, is coming from Elrich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got stuff moving.
As you all kind of set to leave, Armor says, if I might trouble you guys to go alone, I don't want him returning here and seeing me missing and growing confused.
Well,
Description then.
You mentioned ruins. Which direction?
North of here on the other side of the stream, there's some. Those would be the ones that he'd be most likely playing in. He wouldn't call it playing, but you might also see about the neighbors north of here, across the way. They might have seen him. He might even be there, and you don't make it all the way.
Could we get a description of your
All
son?
right.
I don't think we've had one yet. What does he look like? How old is he?
He's about 12 years old. Tall for his age, long face, blonde hair.
Did we even get a name?
About Liam's height or about Elrich's?
Said tall for a 12-year-old.
Probably close to me, not, this, 8'10", 9, 12?
His name is Wes.
Riona, are you all right? Are you going to be okay?
his name was
I'm all right. Thank you for asking.
Just to slow down a little bit, okay?
Speaking he is speaking specifically to you, Raknul. His name is West.
All right, I'll nod.
Should we get Morgan before we leave?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fine. Farmer's here.
I thought you went to bed.
I never said anything to the group about where I was going, so
No, but you did walk into the bedrooms.
Yeah.
Would someone who's not currently our light source like to go get him?
I'm moving. I'm going to start
I'll get
headed
him.
north.
thanks, big man.
Who would like to Jaeger Jimmy's character?
Sure.
All right. And I
Fucking
guess
wander into the bedroom and tell Morgan
Won't be too
we're on the
inconvenient.
search. We're on the search.
if I
I'm
also
already
cast
searching.
light.
What are we looking for? I know what
Farmers.
I'm looking for. What are you looking for?
Farmer's son.
Plumbers?
No,
Oh,
farmer's son.
farmers.
The farmer's
Oh.
son. West.
The dead one?
No,
No,
the
the
one
old-
that's living. Why would we be looking for a dead body?
Well,
I think we're looking for either.
Oh, hi, Ruin.
No, we are looking for a living body.
I don't know.
We are looking for a living body.
Riona, I'm getting very concerned. You're
I
awful
kinda-
morbid lately.
I kind of like this kid from the sound of him, and I want to believe he is still alive.
Yes, but I think we have to prepare for the worst, is what I'm saying.
That he has a broken ankle.
I don't think that's the worst.
It is the worst.
It is pretty bad, actually. I can tell you from experience.
I've had a sprained ankle. It's pretty bad.
Yes, I'm sure
It's
we've all
actually-
broken bones at points.
Sure.
Thank
I
you.
was walking through the erotic fiction section and someone left a cup. And, just
I'm
rolled
going
my
to need
ankle.
you in particular to nail down that conversation. It's really starting to scare me.
Elrich is gonna start moving forward, calling his name. Wait, he calls his name for the 30 feet and then realizes he's not gonna be this fucking close.
Elrich, shouldn't we maybe just go, because there is a prowling thing about, maybe we should try to get to the ruins first and then look for him?
Yeah, that seems like a... Wait, why are we going to a ruin?
My computer's out of
That's
control.
where
It's where the
he's
kid.
at.
It's where the kid likes to be.
Oh.
Hey, some kids like to go hang out in ruins.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I'm down to... I'm
Do you
absolutely
think
down
you
with
zoom
that.
out for me just so I can see what you can see?
There's cool books you find in ruins.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean,
Ooh.
yeah, also, there's artifacts and whatever.
Beautiful
and-
murals, rich traditions.
No,
All right, perfect.
I
Decap patrol.
I found my spell book in a ruin. I don't want to be this statistic.
Yep, I got it.
You do.
Yeah.
So, sometimes if you're lucky, you
Is
can
his
find a
health really
mummified
that
corpse.
low?
Mm.
Is that?
I don't think it should be low.
No, it's no. Okay, never mind. I don't know. No. It's sorry. I'm a barbarian. I shouldn't be judging anyone for their health totals.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
an exception.
It's
I'm an
like
exception, not
max
the
HP
rule.
That low, yeah.
Oh no, a solid 17.
Oh no, I'm at 30.
Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Because of
21.
the whole thing. We're gonna go ahead and take a break there. And welcome back from the break. As you all have set out into the Dark Knight here at the farm on the outskirts of the, I guess technically the castle of Wilderlodge, but the whole area is also called Wilderlodge. It's kind of
Where the large farm remembers.
there's kind of a sound, like ambient sound of just wildlife and insects. There's just this kind of chorus of kind of this like white noise all around you. You all kind of enter the field. Low grass, very visibly has been grazed upon by the Lamis, who keep it quite short as they themselves are small.
Yes, they are.
I imagine they would need to reach up and.
But as you kind of
These
walk
things would
out
be
into the
great.
field, you guys feel like small bumps against your legs as the individual, and there's like lots of little grasshoppers jumping up at you, especially Elrich with his light hat.
Yeah. This not my brightest idea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think it's brilliant, Eldritch.
I think it is.
But yes.
It's also fairly bright.
So real quick, is it intentional or not that Morgan can't say Elrich's name right, but not in the same way?
I think
You call me Ulrich, Ulfric, Eldritch, Eldrick.
Part of that is the 8 charisma. Part of that is the player.
That is canon now.
I will just want to know if that is
No,
intentional or not.
I think
It is
it's a
not.
character thing now, because I think you've done that with Riona and like several other different characters too.
Yeah, I have.
All right.
Not intentionally ever, but
I think that's just a character flaw of Morgan's now.
Anyway,
I can say
Um,
Raknul fine.
I'd like to stay kind of towards the front of the group, as next to Elrich, as we press on
Here, let me
to the north.
let me move this maybe, and the light on his head will go down as he puts the light on the end of Liam's sword.
Ah, no need.
Backs
No need
up
for
so
that.
Liam can take point.
All right, so
That, and I kind of grab my holy symbol and I cast light and on my hand, and I kind of pull it forward.
So you got 2 lights on you now.
Yeah.
I was saying no need. Try not to put.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll cast light on Liam's boots.
I will say
I don't allow him to touch my boots.
holy symbol. Let's see. So that is 60-30, right? Or no?
It's 20/40.
Yep. 20
Yeah.
bright, another 20 dim light.
Yeah,
Let's,
you know, because how 5th edition is so universal and the use the same system as every other of the main RPGs, you would expect that they would in roll 20 write it as like how much bright, how much dim, but no, they write how much bright or how much light total, and then you bring that number down, you dim it to a point.
Lovely.
Elrich, let's fan out. You take the right side, I'll take the left side, and that way we can see more.
All right.
And I'm gonna kind of shift. I can't move my character because my computer is in maximum slow mode right now. I don't think it could quite handle all of the light.
Oh boy, is it going to get dicey then?
Oh,
There we go.
and I'm just gonna keep slowly making my way towards the forest, looking for any kind of disturbances on the ground or in the bushes ahead that might lead to our young farmer boy.
All right. Make a perception check.
I need protection, yes, please.
Seris is gonna walk like right there in the middle next to Raknul, like the whole way.
You guys can move your characters freely.
I'm trying to roll, but my screen won't change.
You can also feel free to roll analog if that is an option for you.
Hold on, I think I got this. But,
Let's go this way,
it started
I
moving.
guess.
This is a particularly large and particularly complex map for the sake of what we're doing. So I would expect these technical problems to be less of a problem as we do.
That's a 6, a glorious 6.
Nice.
No sign, and you can see that basically there's a slight drop into a kind of running creek that is you hear as you approach it, but then the hillside kind of jumps up as it goes towards a few distant flickering lights on the horizon. But it seems like the clouds that you saw beginning to form have now covered most of the sky. There are no stars, no light to see by beyond the light you bring.
Elrich's gonna walk up to the river.
Give a shout out for him. You know, west.
How fordable does it look?
The stream, not a river.
Yeah,
Last time there was a stream this large, half our party almost died.
Babbling brook.
That's true.
Like, let's be honest.
It babbles for blood.
it seems like you would get wet.
Thanks for that.
I'm gonna take a couple steps in it, see how deep it gets.
Your boot is immediately even one or two steps in. It seems like it does get maybe 3 feet deep in the center.
Okay, so uncomfortable but not impossible.
Yeah, no, and it's fast moving, but there's a lot of purchase. So you could certainly get across it.
Elrich will try to move earth to make like tiny like stones basically of earth.
Can you post move earth?
Can he move like 5 cubic? Can't he move like 5? No, it's like 5 foot 5 foot cube.
Cubic feet.
No, not cubic feet. Like 5 foot
you're
cube,
able
5
to
foot side
kind of-
cube.
You kind of you're able to do it. How would it look?
Literally just like dirt splotches, like a foot away from each other.
No, your cat.
Do you see him? And let me look this up, see if there are any components.
No, just somatic words.
So you see
Oh no,
him.
hand gestures.
Yeah. Even though it's just hand gestures, he still picks up some dirt off the ground and just starts rubbing it between his hands and like closes his eyes, and you see like the dirt in the like around him start to shift forward on its own movement and move into this tiny path through the river and start just like focusing on some areas so it's not blocking the river, but you don't have to step through it.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to build a small kind of ledge that helps you get across. Raknul steps out on the other side, dripping wet, as the rest of you are able to hop across this little wood bridge or this little earth bridge. As you guys get across, you can see that it's very dense and steep here. But you do catch a glimpse of, well, I'm actually surprised. Nick, how are you able to see so far?
That's a good fucking question. I don't fucking know.
Can everyone else see like forever and a day?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's dim, but yeah.
Yeah, it's dim.
Huh.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it is.
It's okay.
It should not be universally dim, but
That's fine.
It's fine.
We can solve those later if we need to.
we will say that you can see up the hill. You can still see there is in the darkness the silhouette of a large structure there.
Well, I'm also lit. Liam, would you like to take the lead up the hill?
no problem.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead up the hill.
Elrich and I will stay on the rear guard.
I don't need to be that far back, but all right.
I'm trying to figure out where the way up the hill is, Chris, but my computer is.
Maybe I should take that then.
It's okay. I'll stay with you.
So, just in case there is something, do we have an idea of what we might be going against?
Ghost.
Morgan, you said, I think you were mentioning ideas about it earlier, but I don't know if we ever figured anything out.
Well, my prevailing theory right now is that it's possibly a ghost or a disturbed spirit, most likely of the daughter, though that's speculative. The fringe idea is that whatever's making the red light is possibly a demon. That's why I was snooping around in the daughter's room. I was hoping to find something that would maybe be suggestive of something.
You really shouldn't engage in such activities.
Upon hearing the connection of red light and demon, can I get Riona and Liam, both of which have been trained in demonology, to give a religion check?
Yes. Oh, I was not paying attention in religion classes.
Oh no.
I clicked the button.
Wait,
There it goes.
Oh,
Neither of you were.
I had a roll above a 2 this entire time.
you all would know, well, you wouldn't, Bronwyn. Liam would remember that that's a distinguishing factor between like some forms of quote unquote haunting versus possession being two separate things is that while many ghosts and wraiths are able to play with light and create various effects, almost similar to like a prestidigitation spell or a thaumaturgy spell, red is a color heavily associated with demons when it comes to light.
Well, if we're assuming the color red and light, then demons would make the most sense. To my knowledge.
Lovely.
Oh.
But
You guys know how to deal with that,
we're
right?
getting a little ahead of ourselves anyway. Looking for a lost boy.
Kinda.
Yes. No
Liam,
problem.
do you remember? How do we deal with demons, Liam?
You guys know this, right?
I may have been sleeping during that class.
Seems like a fairly important class.
Weapons imbued with holy energy will do just fine.
Would anyone like to make a check regarding how to combat demons, which is a separate matter of...
I'll make would it be a history or an arcana?
No idea.
not history.
Arcana it is then.
There's no chance I would know this. Is there?
Well,
You know that some creatures have unifying things about them. Demons are a subset, a sibling of devils. They share a lot of the same weaknesses as most what one would call outsiders.
Can I make another religion check, Chris?
I've been more focused on devils than demons.
Jesus, not okay.
Oh,
This is
God.
getting ridiculous.
Okay. I
Might works real well.
I will try it. I don't know, Arcana check to figure out if I know anything. 20.
did I absorb anything during my nap during this class?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely.
Oh, apparently, maybe.
Bronwyn and Ian, as far as the subject of weaknesses of demons, there's only one thing that all outsiders share, which is a vulnerability to cold iron.
Ah.
Beyond that, holy symbols, either of evil gods or good gods, depending on whether it is an evil outsider or a good outsider, or it is a lawful or a like yada yada yada, may have some effects. Demons in specific loathe truly good individuals and truly good acts.
I would suggest putting Liam in the front.
I second this motion.
Mostly because he is basically, if this is an evil demon, he is basically great. He's bait. He's great bait. He doesn't like you. They won't
I don't like
you.
that.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't
You'd be
you
right
guys-
after Liam.
Don't worry, I will take the lead. But you are all being far too.
Okay,
Don't
well,
you usually use
we'll get dead.
things that whatever you're trying to
All
catch like as bait?
The locals have only had problems with their animals disappearing, and maybe
And they're
And they're people.
And
People are kidnapped, livestock are killed and eaten to the bone.
People are disappeared.
If any of you get caught out and it is a demon, holy symbols might work. Maybe.
gosh,
or the
I-
holy. That would be helpful, I suppose.
just
I'll stay
relax.
with you.
It'll be
Still.
just fine. And I'll trudge on ahead here.
Demon, I have stuff to.
I'm gonna assume.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Can't tell if I.
just in case.
I appreciate
It's
it.
like I gotta go right here.
Yeah.
I cannot actually answer this question for you because I can't really see it the way you.
There we go. I can sort of see. Well, the problem is that I can't see until my computer finishes. What? God.
Try refreshing the page, buddy.
I don't think light's coming from Liam.
I would agree with that assessment.
So let's have Elrich lead, but we all know that in actuality, Elrich is at the back of the group.
All right, I'm reloading the page.
I'm also reloading the page.
as a see if it helps. Opening planar transport. Well.
Hope you have banishing smite there, buddy.
But if you all want to move accordingly, just
Like at the
assume
higher
that I'm
end.
there.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Once we get up to the top of the hill, I'm gonna start calling out for what.
Okay, as you come to the top of the hill, you do see something more. Let me see if I can get Liam's light working really quick.
Please.
I don't know why it's not working. It should be working.
He has so much light attached to him.
It was working earlier.
Used.
Was it working until my computer decided to just stop working?
All right. In any case, as you look, you see what looks to be the ruined form of kind of a large structure. It almost resembles like a community hall or perhaps a temple, but it looks like it's long collapsed, kind of broken stonework. But kind of coming out from within it, you can see a red glow.
Fuck.
Well,
Seris, as you round the corner, you can see kind of black shadows around what looks to be a humanoid form.
There's something up ahead, and I'll kind of point in the general direction for those of us that can't see it.
Which direction?
I think he means like over here. Yep. Around the corner of the building, and I'll start creeping over this way.
Elrich would even start walking up and
Meg.
walking around.
Are you? Well, nobody said they were trying to stealth, so I'm gonna punish you.
What? Like he's.
I did say
calling out.
creep.
That's true. That's true. You said creep. I'll give it.
Elrich is not sneaky.
I will give. If everyone will stop moving their tokens for a moment, please.
Sure.
Seris,
I'm just now saying the thing.
Yes.
roll stealth.
21.
Seris, and not Elrich, who is still back over here, may move wherever she would like this turn. And then we will visit the movements of other people.
All right, I'll move myself back a bit then.
Is this like a wall here, or is there like something to hide behind?
It was. There's rubble.
Even like, is this like a pile of rubble here?
Not tall enough to really hide behind.
What about like right here? Is that like a wall?
Yeah, that's a wall.
I'm gonna move up and like kind of like get behind this wall here. That's but so I can like peek around and like see.
Okay.
You know.
Make a perception check.
Three.
It's weird. There's this almost dancing form of the red light coming from there. You do see the source of the red light. There's a lantern that's laid next to the form, and the red light is coming from the lantern. It burns a red flame. But the shadows seem to almost be like swirling and licking at this humanoid form. And that wherever the shadows are, the light doesn't shine through them. So it's kind of this kind of flickering, dancing light. It makes it hard to really look at and really study and observe from your position. Elrich, you moved over here.
Yep.
As soon as you do,
What?
the red light goes out.
Oh, goody.
And the light on top of your head turns red. Can I get everyone to roll initiative?
Is it still my turn to react, or given my movement, or are we just going into initiative?
we're going straight into initiative.
We're going
I think, brother.
All right. Yay.
Sorry, man.
That was just right where you said you moved the last turn,
Hey.
and it was already aware that you guys were approaching.
Oh, wow.
Large number of knights you brought with you.
Because you're not. Have you clicked it?
Yeah, I keep clicking.
Some good initiative rolls, though.
Well, except for
Yeah.
Ryan.
Seriously? All right, I'm done. I'm not using the auto. No more computer. All manual rolls.
You know what's funny? This is the second combat I've had where I've had, critical initiative. It's the worst place for a cleric to be, actually.
All right. Morgan, as you watch the kind of moment of darkness, almost like a candle being blown out inside the ruined structure, you watch the light almost like watching like an eclipse where it just kind of like phases into this new image above Elrich's head, just goes blood red. And the shadows around him, especially the ones he casts, but all of you are casting from this red light, begin to grow and darken.
I will move up to Raknul, slap him on the butt, and say, "Go get him, big guy," and I will cast Protection from Good and Evil on him.
Cool. I got me some nonsense going on.
Yep.
When you
brother.
cast a spell, please post it in chat.
Oh, sure.
Nikki.
Uh,
And you are concentrating on it. Do you have your little thing up? You should flag yourself as concentrating on that.
I will flag myself as concentrating.
I just like to give myself like a little colored tag.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll go with red.
Yep.
But yeah, have fun with that, big guy. And that'll be turn.
All right then. Man, what did druids even do?
You turn
Something
into
with
bears.
animals and plants.
Oh, okay. He can wild shape as a bonus action. Does he get it back after short rests or long rests? You gain expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. Was it technically a short rest that we had in the okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I have his resources in the correct place. Okay, so like the the red light transferred from whatever the fuck to Elrich.
Yep.
But there's like nothing else that's visible around here, right?
Not that you can see.
Oh boy. What a character sheet Jimmy has put together for me.
Would you like to defer your turn because you are Jaegering? I will give you that power.
He's just gonna hang on. Let me make sure that dire
Alright,
wolves.
Reid, go ahead.
I'm gonna wild shape into a dire wolf. I think that's about it. He's done
Alright.
that a bunch. Maybe use my action to sniff. Maybe use the action to look around for something.
Alright,
No,
make-
no. Actually, no. Don't do that. Just look around for something. Don't turn into a dire wolf yet.
All right, make a perception check.
21.
Population.
The only thing that you can see is the red light and the darkening shadows around you all.
Cool beans.
You do smell faintly sulfur?
Okay.
Something almost like a stink, like a decaying stink.
Move over here. What was that? Like, what's this? That's just a body. Is that just a body?
You do see a mangled and torn body.
Oh, neat.
Whatever was going on with it seems to have stopped.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold up. I could not have cast Protection of Good from Evil
Why?
because I don't have the components, I don't believe.
What component?
Holy water, powdered silver, and iron, which the
As
spell
I
consumes.
previously said, if you had the spell when you began the did you have it prepared?
Yep.
So,
Then you had one casting.
also because it doesn't specify a gold amount, arcane spell focus could
Occupies the material or doesn't replaces the material components, which means that as a cleric, your holy symbol qualifies, and you don't need those components.
Okay. I apologize. First time casting, guys.
Brief ruling on the field. I will look this. We will have a fight about it later, but for now, I'm making the ruling on the field. For now, you have the components, but they are consumed.
For future use, y'all can just make holy water with your holy symbols, and we can deal with it by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say that we have to talk about whether which the spell consumes can be replaced with a symbol or not. But for now, we're going to say no.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. I apologize.
But you have the components, so you're fine.
Your on screen.
Samuel, is that your turn? All right, I'm going to say yes. Seris, your turn.
Is that lantern that I saw laying over there still there?
The lantern is, but it is extinguished.
Oh, turn out your fucking lights.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's second question. Are those shadows growing darker where we have light, like cast, like around Liam? Like, are there shadows that are growing there?
Less so than around like Raknul and Samuel. It seems like it's the shadows that are predominantly cast by the red light.
But like, does the light cast by our sources of light like seem like it's nullifying the shadows cast by the red light?
No, in fact, it seems like it overrides your shadows. Like the red light overrides regular light,
Okay.
not the reverse.
Okay.
Because the levels of spells and the sources of the light that you guys have are insufficient to overcome this effect.
Okay. Then Seris will move her 30 feet over here. And can I like get to the lantern?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Can I like can I pick it up and like see if something happens?
You pick up the lantern. I mean, it's warm to the touch. It's been lit. You have to pry it from the kind of mangled small hand of the previous bearer. But
Oh boy.
it seems like it was lit a moment ago, but it is now extinguished.
Okay. Can I like? Yeah, I think I'll end my turn there for a second. I don't know what else to do right now.
Okay, that's all right. That you don't do anything else on your turn. But that's all right. That is an option because you're still confused about what's going on. You don't. There's not every turn has to have something on it.
Right.
Well, if there ain't nothing to hit, unless anyone's cool with me just smacking Elrich around.
Elrich is not cool with this.
I didn't ask for Elrich's opinion. To be fair, I shouldn't have asked for Elrich's
You
opinion.
did.
All right,
You
anyone
did.
anyone other than Elrich opposed the idea.
I mean, I'm not that
Kill him. It's
emotionally
not his
involved with
fault
it.
he's possessed or whatever.
There's a lot of conversation to be non-verbally having.
Yeah, I know.
I slapped you on the ass and said, "Get in there, big guy." So that's my vote.
I'm gonna make.
Take
I'm
it
just.
as you will.
I'm keeping an eye on Elrich. If he starts looking like he's possessed, I'm gonna start swinging.
All right.
I'm gonna call that a readied action.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That is a ready action. Which means, as a reaction, you then can take your action to do the action that you said you would do, which is, in this instance, smacking the fuck out of Elrich.
Yeah. Yep.
Point of order. About how long has it been since we came across those boats on the trail?
Long time.
Has it been more than 8 hours?
Yeah, probably at this point.
Because it's like what, 9, 10 now?
Yeah. Why?
Because I cast Mage Armor when we saw those boats, and I wanted to know if it's still up.
Unfortunately, no.
Fuck. All right. Please don't smack.
Yeah, because that was like that was like early afternoon, and it's like 9 or 10 now. Wait, no, because it was like 8 when you guys ate, like after finished.
I thought we left at 10.
Yeah, so it is. It has been 8 hours.
All right. Elrich is frantically gonna grab into his component pouch, pull out some powdered iron. You see his hands both glow like a sickly green as he starts like frantically like drawing sigils with the iron into his palm, smacks it with both hands, glitter bombs himself, and is now just sparkling like this green light as I cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Nice.
And that's his turn.
All right. The red light floating above your head, the shadows begin to grow almost grotesque. And you hear kind of a reeling voice in the back of your minds. Have you never heard? You shall leave a demon to his prey. Raknul, you feel a piercing pain from your back as the shadows rise, and a spectral, sharp claw shoots out from your own shadow and is going to stab you in the back.
Okay.
Does that count as disadvantage as a?
Oh,
any of the listed
is it an attack from an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead?
It sure do be. So it has disadvantage then?
It has disadvantage.
Yep.
All right. So the lower was the second one, so it did drop. Yeah. So that's only a 15 now.
It misses.
All right. So you feel it, and it almost deflects. Like it almost at the last minute is curled away, reeling, and you hear kind of a like gasp. And then you see this shadow Samuel is casting. 2 red-eyed pricks appear as it too rises and is going to attack him.
Okay.
As your shadow dissolves back to the ground.
Okay.
He does not have any aforementioned spell, but he still does not hit.
Okay. Samuel be nimble, Samuel be quick.
Riam?
Yeah.
The shadow by Samuel also collapses at the end of its attack.
I'm gonna walk up and get closer, I guess. Not that I'm a big fan of that, but I'll go right here. I would very much like to. There, I can see now.
Stepping within the red glow of this light, your shadow begins to grow dark.
Of course it does. I think I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. Liam.
Alrighty. I'm gonna jog up to my buddy Raknul here. And the shadows around him disappeared, or they just went back down to the ground.
No, they just went back to down to the ground.
Okay, and that
From
changes.
your perspective, I will say that you got a better view, being as it wasn't attacking you directly. It appeared as something came out of his shadow.
Okay, and the shadow
Stabbed him and then fell back into the shadow, right as something else came out of Samuel's shadow in the same way.
Okay, and so me approaching with the light just is going to change the direction of that shadow, I presume.
No, so the red still casts in the exact same way as it was. Your light does not dampen it. Without something more.
Let's see.
If you would like, you can attempt to present your holy symbol and press your light, like try to gain your will over this, but it would be a Arcana check and it would be an action.
No, I'm gonna hold an attack action in case the thing comes out again.
All right.
Morgan is going to walk up right behind these two big boys, because that's 30 feet, and I will present my holy symbol as an action.
All right. You do not currently have a light.
Ah, shit.
So basically, the notion is that he could try and use his light to push back the shadows as an action while he controls a light. But you don't control light.
I will cast light on my holy symbol.
All right.
And then I will bonus action. Do nothing, because I can't do 2 spells on 1 turn. Never mind.
All right. That will bring us to Samuel.
Does everybody currently have, like, you said grotesque-looking shadows? Or is it...
Everyone except Seris. Hers is darkened, but it's not where she is standing, like, dominant by. She's not within the real red light, the real glow.
Okay. That's all I was curious about. We're gonna move over here. We're gonna bonus action. Actually, what's allies within 5 feet? Okay. Yeah, gonna go here. Gonna bonus action shapeshift into a dire wolf.
All right.
Is that gonna? It is going to. That's done. Never mind. We'll just have to track it separately. Actually. Nope. Yeah, just gonna track it separately. Maybe temporary hit points? Yeah, shapeshift into a dire wolf and then hold an attack action. Hold a bite attack if something pops up within 5 feet.
So Morgan, you casted light, right?
Yep, on my holy symbol.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
I just needed to get it lit. Which will even cause more trouble for all our computers, but we'll get it. We'll survive.
I mean, you can just leave it, like, as assumed. No. The frames. Save the frames.
Reid?
Yes. So, is this person, like, clearly like dead? Like, or are they like
They
unconscious?
in a good way. You can certainly like take an action to check the body and really confirm that they aren't just like dying and are in fact dead. But right now they are still. They are heavily battered and torn and shredded.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like kneel down, and first thing I'm gonna do is take out my dagger, and I'm going to like what type of lantern is this? Is this like a bullseye lantern or like
That appears to be a hooded lantern.
a hooded lantern? So like in the inside, like where the flame would be contained, I'm gonna take my dagger and like stab it down into there.
Okay. You stab it and you do like basically you pierce the little small container of oil that is there, and it kind of begins to leak out and drip around the edge of your blade.
But nothing seems to happen with like the.
No.
Okay. Was that an action?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to like kneel down next, or continue, I guess, kneeling down next to this. Is this a child? I'm assuming about 12.
Child-sized.
And I'm going to
About 12.
basically cast. I'm going to cast Healing Word as a bonus action.
All right. You kind of. What is your healing word?
It's just going to be kind of like a whispered, like, come back.
You feel the magic expend, and there's just no response.
That's a dead kid.
Yeah.
Your hand feels, as you kind of lay it upon him, cold.
And that'll be my turn.
Raknul.
Gonna move to here. And then yeah, I'll just prepare to swing at anything that shows up.
All right.
Just moved out of my range.
Yeah, but it's easier if
Opportunity attack.
not entirely. It's easier if, or I think it's better if we cover more area.
Yeah.
I held an action so I could strike your shadow.
Yeah, but it might not show up on me anymore.
All right. Elrich.
Action, Elrich snaps his fingers and the light on top of his head goes out.
You snap your fingers. Make an Arcana check.
To douse my own light? That's
Try to.
It's your light has been possessed.
You can try to.
16.
Nice.
This is a contested roll. You snap your fingers, the light flickers and stabilizes.
Guys, it's not supposed to do that.
You still like feel a connection to it. You can continue to attempt to douse it. Like it's not like it's broken free off that check, but you have it does remain lit. For now.
You still you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still me, but the light's not mine. That'll be turn. Barring a stupid idea.
No, that was a good idea, man.
Stupid idea.
No, the stupid idea is to come.
You hear a deep hoarse laugh within the back of your minds. Elrich, it's going to attempt to attack you from your own shadow emerging. I'll go ahead and start dropping them on the map. It's fair enough.
It does have disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, I set up my rage over there.
You hear it kind of hiss as it attempts to jam its sharp arm into you, but fails, repelled by your magic, and it falls back into itself, and it emerges behind Morgan.
Oh, that's in range of Liam.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use my held action. I'm gonna try to fuck him up. And I'm gonna divine smite this attack.
You can call it after you hit. Do that instead.
I can call it after I hit.
Yes.
Divine smite. One of those things that's special about it is after you've rolled the attack, you can then declare it, and that is when you declare.
Let's see. I'm trying to think which one of these. This should be this one.
Ooh.
Finally.
Yeah. Well, let me see.
What?
What?
You don't have cold iron, so
No, he has.
it may not even go through.
I'm gonna divine smite it.
You have to wait till he tells you whether or not it hits.
Yeah.
It should.
I will say you hit. So you do hit.
I hit. All right. And then with divine smite, my glowing weapon. I'm just gonna roll this manually. 13.
All right. Yeah. So as your hammer, right?
Yes, my hammer.
Your hammer through, and it makes no purchase. It passes right through. But you kind of channel your power through it, and it begins to glow, and it flashes. And in that moment, it makes contact. It takes only the radiant damage, but it does take damage. And you watch as it shrieks as this image is dispelled.
Big on foul beast.
But it does not. The light kind of flickers for a moment, but does not go out.
Darn.
How much damage was the radiant again?
13.
13 points of radiant damage.
I thought it was 13 total. 8 radiant.
I don't know. What was it?
No, it's 13 radiant because
13.
7 and a 6.
Yeah.
I thought it was 13.
Paladin's real good at doing damage.
Yeah.
That smite shotgun ain't no joke.
Rhea?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So Riona is gonna see. She's gonna move like a little bit closer, I guess.
All right.
And then just even though she knows it probably won't do much, pull out a torch and light it.
All right. That will bring us to Liam's turn. And everyone who's like next, you can start like looking at the turn order.
The bad guy is gone back into the shadows, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to use my light and snuff. I'm gonna use the suggested option earlier and try to snuff out this light using my holy symbol and my light. You said Arcana check. What did you say the check was?
Yes, you can use Arcana.
Was there a different option? Because I'd rather not.
Religion.
I'll let you use religion.
Thank you. Golly, it's never ending today. Never ending tonight. It is just not happening.
You hold it out, and it's almost like you hear that, that kind of like gasp, and the shadows kind of grow darker around you as it kind of forces its will upon you.
Shit.
Ooh.
And it's weird because this red light it shines, but it doesn't like illuminate.
Okay.
It's dim.
All right, I'm gonna end my turn then.
Morgan.
Morgan will step up and say, "The light of mortality," or excuse me, let me get back into character. The light of mortality is the legacy of what knowledge he leaves behind for his successors. Use which are eternal, leave nothing behind. Therefore, I command you to be gone. And I will attempt to do the arcane snuffing.
All right.
I don't know how well that came across.
Arcane.
Pretty good.
17. It was a good speech.
It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a contested roll. That could get it.
You kind of flash, and the light around you kind of like it does push back around. It does dispel the shadow around yourself, but it does not go further than that.
Okay. Still useful. All right, that'll be turn. I got nothing else, guys. I got one spell slot.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, what am I doing on my turn now? What do I have?
I cast some shade, ironically.
Oh God.
Samuel.
Yeah, so something tells me that good old bites aren't gonna do it. Did he? Oh, it might be from somewhere else. Never mind. Shit.
What
does this spell do? See, I'd love to give you spell descriptions if I could, if they were fucking in here. I'd love to have spell descriptions because then I could actually read what this spell does.
Are you wild shaped yet?
Yeah, I'm wild shaped, so I can't actually cast the spells without dropping it. But is it a bonus action to drop it?
I think it's a free action to drop it, but
You can revert to your normal form earlier by using a bonus action on your turn.
never mind.
I can turn into a beast as a bonus action instead of an action because of combat wild shape from Circle of the Moon, which I know Jimmy is, despite the fact that I don't think he hasn't fucking written it down. Okay.
You got this. We believe in you.
I fucking don't.
Take that a moment. Come on, baby.
Yeah, so I'm going to... I'll drop the wild shape as a bonus action. And then I will hold an action to cast Ice Shard the next time that Shadow lurches up to try and attack. So it expends the spell slot, but I'm holding it as if concentrating.
Yep. Seris?
There's just really nothing I can do. So there's been no shadows that have jumped out to try to kill me, it appears. she's just gonna kind of shout some words of encouragement and stay out of the way, I think. Actually, no, she'll say, it's like, this person's dead. We don't have to hold back. Let it loose, guys.
You were holding back.
Who's she inspiring?
I don't know. I don't feel very inspired.
Oh, actually, I can do that, can't I?
I could use some.
I feel super inspired. Fantastic, actually.
I feel
Die,
like
demon.
In Reid.
I feel.
You're right. We will do that. Liam, you have been inspired. You have one bardic inspiration. Which will,
D4, right?
I think it's a D6.
D6.
Ah, I apologize.
Ah. I feel fantastic.
You look it now. Less talk, more holy.
All right, is that your turn? That was your turn, right? Hello?
Reid.
I think we lost him.
I'm gonna say
yes, it's my turn.
Raknul.
Hides behind the bush.
Wrestle it.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna
Rest.
hold my action to swing because I
All right.
totally believe that's going to help.
Elrich.
Just clicking his finger like someone trying to start a lighter that is
All right.
worn out. He's going to Arcana check again. Hopefully the demon rolls poorly.
By one, he did not.
Fuck.
Aw.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, not this turn.
You hear, time to stop playing. As the light above your head does go out. And the light above Morgan's head, that is casted on his holy symbol, turns red.
Yay!
And the shadows that you had just pushed back from you darken once more.
Dick.
And then Elrich from behind you
With disadvantage.
with disadvantage. Man. Sucks, dude.
What sucks?
Sucks that they have just.
That's 10 to hit. No.
Oh.
Without my mage armor, I have a 13.
All right. And it's going to attack Riona.
Cool.
Darn it.
I think Sam has a ice
Does
spell.
it have advantage or does it have disadvantage on? It doesn't, does it?
No.
I don't have protection from good and evil.
All right, that is a 18.
I'm gonna swing at it because I believe that's going to help.
All right.
Also
go
because
ahead.
I'm bored.
18 doesn't hit.
18 does not hit. Fucking paladins, bitches.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking paladins.
What?
I'm guessing
What?
Yeah.
AC's 19.
How?
Yeah.
I have defense as my
yep,
fighting
that'll do it.
style.
Yep.
I have a
Defense, chainmail plus shield.
armor, and I have a shield in my
All
other
right.
hand that isn't holding my torch.
Let's see. So that was sorry. You were swinging at it, right? What did you?
Yeah,
roll?
22 to hit, 16 slashing damage.
Yeah, your great axe does unfortunately pass right through it.
Oh man. Oh shit. Fuck.
Did I, as a reaction, try to hit it with the flaming torch?
No,
Okay.
you could attempt to prepare such a thing.
Thought I'd ask.
but it does vanish. Worth an ask. Worth an ask.
Worth it.
Oh God, I just realized something.
What?
Liam has 3 sources of light on him.
Mm-hmm.
He only
Yeah,
has
God,
he only has
yeah.
two.
Yeah, sure.
So the one I cast on
Two
his
of them were not canon.
Oh, okay.
But still,
Darn.
holy symbol and boots.
Yeah.
Rihanna.
Yes.
Oh wait.
What? What?
So Morgan can only have one source of light up at a time. So
That's
Liam
fine.
only has one.
Rihanna.
Moving on. Is the thing still there or is it dead?
No, it's just it's popping in and out of existence.
It phases back into the shadows.
Cool.
Oh, actually, I forgot about it. Never mind. I forgot about Samuel's ice shard that he had prepared.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a late dexterity saving throw?
Just
I
in
think
time, yes.
I'm controlling 2 characters. Although to be fair, one of them is entirely useless right now.
That is an 18.
Okay. I think it takes half damage. Though, I'm not entirely certain because I can't find the spell that Jimmy has written down and he hasn't provided a description for me.
Wait,
I'm
Ice
pretty
Shard?
sure it is Ice Knife.
Then why did he write down ice shard?
Because Jimmy is a big dumb, and Ice Shard, the only thing in 5e that has that name, is a homebrew spell.
Unfortunately, I will note that it does not. It passes through.
Oh, even if it's cold damage?
It appears that in this form, there is a very, very small number of things that can damage.
Alright, cool.
It appears that it is currently fighting on its terms.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
Rihanna, were you doing something?
Yes. Yep. Yep. My turn now.
Yep.
Again? Okay. Cool. Taking a page out of Morgan's book, she's gonna, I guess, try to use her torch as a light source, and holding her shield up and the light kind of in front of it, as her shield has the symbol of Pelor on it. She's gonna kind of like approach Morgan and go, sorry, I need to be serious and not laugh, and it's a struggle.
Mhm.
Pelor, I call upon you to to cast your light on this individual and purify them with your holy being, and cast out this demon from them, and shut up, and cast out that unholy presence residing within this person, and purify them with your light. Again.
Using all 6 seconds of dialogue, huh?
Yes, all 6 seconds.
Unfortunately, not using a holy symbol, that it is not possible to attempt.
She has a holy
I
symbol
have a
on
holy
her
symbol
shield.
on my shield.
It's just not.
It is not lit. Yeah.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it to use the shield. Yeah. Make a religion check.
Okay. Doing what I can, you guys.
Yeah.
Not everyone has a light cantrip.
And here I thought you were just laying your torch on the shield. Like, "Get the fuck out!"
Oh,
Pelor said, "Back the fuck off."
A lot of
I said, get out.
It does not appear to listen. Liam.
I feel like hitting it with another smite is just going to be annoying to it. So we're going to once again. Oh, Pelor. I need your strength now, and I'm going to use my holy symbol, and I'm going to get that light. I'm going to plunge into the red evil that is before me. And fail.
Laura's not listening because it's nighttime.
More inspired.
Unfortunately, it does not. It does not succeed.
Oh, you are inspired though. You can try, but I guess it's already passed. So
We're still in the very early game. I will allow it.
No, not on that roll.
Okay.
It's probably, even if I got a perfect, it's probably not enough.
Morgan,
Morgan is going to follow.
for the record.
Morgan is going to follow suit, and he is going to grab his holy symbol, which is still a light, even if it is now red, and say, by the union of Pelor and Ioun's faithful, I command you, be gone. And he will make an attempt.
Is there any way we can assist?
No. As a general note, the only thing you can attempt once the light is possessed is to douse the light.
Okay. Well, then I'll attempt to douse the light. With a 19.
With a bright flash, the light goes out.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's going to possess my light, isn't it?
The only two lights remaining are Liam has a light and Riona have a light.
Yep.
Yes.
Thankfully, not a magical one in Riona's case.
Yeah, I have a torch.
I don't think that matters.
I know, but it'll be easier to put out, hopefully.
Liam, I think what in light? They both have 40. Like it's like 20 and then 20.
2020. Torches and the light cantrip both are 2020.
Already have it.
I'm just confirming.
Yep.
Yes. 2020.
All right. Thank you, Samuel. Or Morgan, I mean. Oh, wait, no, that was Morgan's.
That was Morgan.
Yep.
Oh, it hasn't repossessed light.
It hasn't.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Oh, and as a fact, I mismanaged that
Oh,
because
can't we just...
as the light goes out, it appears, because it was not of its own volition, it doesn't appear where it wants to appear. It appears beside you.
Oh.
You'll watch as the light goes out, shadows
Or turns to fuck it up.
gather. And you see this humanoid black void. It's like Vanta black, like true black. No light seems to escape its form. Two red eyes appear as spectral bony wings stretch. And while you can't see any expression on its face, for no features are visible, you feel it must be smiling.
Okay.
Happy about
It is
this.
Samuel's turn.
All right. I'll use a bonus action to cast Shillelagh. And then I'm gonna hit it. Also, Jimmy's an idiot and can't spell Shillelagh, or he just gave up and spelled it phonetically.
Never gonna rewatch this and just hate all the shade that's facing.
I don't give a crap. I'll tell it to his. I'll say it to his face. 21 to hit.
Yeah, you hit.
5 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
All right. You smack it with your staff. You do some damage.
Do you think maybe he did it so he remembered how to say it?
He's smart enough to pronounce it correctly once he knows.
And don't know.
Demon appears. Druid hits it with a stick.
It's in this instance, it's a magical stick that deals magical damage.
All right, Seris.
She's going to yell, "Douse the lights! He jumps from light to light!" And is going to. Riona's going to feel rather inspired to do so. So
What?
you have an inspiration, basically, Since those are the only. Right, Liam and Riona are the only ones with lights left, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yep. So you both have inspiration.
All right, Raknul.
Run away.
Why would I run away?
Yeah.
I'm gonna recklessly attack it.
This is the time to beat its ass.
Yeah. 18 to hit.
You hit.
14 slashing damage.
All right, you carve through it, and you do feel your blade make full purchase.
Hooray!
Ooh, nice. All right.
Elrich.
Elrich is gonna run over here and just like muttering a few words under his breath is just gonna like stick his hand forward like he's trying to force choke it, and this just like skeletal hand is going to shoot out of his own hand and grab the demon. Can I get a wait, no, it's a roll on my part.
Oh, chill touch.
As my chill touch, yes.
Nice.
There's a 16 hit.
It is.
For 5 necrotic, and it can't heal until the end of my next turn.
Yep, until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
It does not appear that if your spell does anything, it doesn't appear that it takes the full effect you're used to on the things you used it on.
Seems reasonable, but I'm out of spell slots and I don't have a lot of other options. Oh, that's turn.
On its turn, it kind of like it turns and you see like the red eyes like glance, and it sees the light on the holy symbol of Plor, and it vanishes as that light turns red.
Yeah. Just beautiful.
Your turn, I guess,
And
Liam.
as its bonus action, Riona, your light goes out.
Oh, great.
Meaning I'm the only one that can banish it from its.
As it comes to your turn.
Well, I could always light the torch again, I guess.
Would you like to try?
Sure. Do I have to roll for something?
It's almost like it's wet. Like it won't ignite.
Great. Well, I guess I'm gonna draw my Morning Star and hold my attack until he appears again.
All right. Liam.
All right. I'm going to attempt to smother turn off the light here.
All right.
We're doing religion, right?
What if he used? Would it be possible for him to use like a spellcasting ability check or no?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
So that would be your charisma. It would be a charisma ability check.
All right. I'll just roll wrong.
Yeah, that's probably what it should have been from the beginning. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's good.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and use that inspiration. Was it a 6?
Yep,
D6?
D6.
Ah, son of a
He can make the
biscuit.
difference. He can make the difference.
Who
It's a
knows?
contested,
It is a
so-
contested roll.
Your light goes out.
Yeah. By how much, Chris?
Get out of here,
You
Good
now find
inspiration.
yourself
dark creature.
in darkness. And you wait for it to reappear, and you see nothing. The darkness around you hangs upon the structures, in the corners, and behind the trees, and at your feet. It encroaches within your dark vision. Those of you that are used to seeing in the dark, you see for the first time what it's like to be blinded by it.
Morgan just shuts
You
out.
just
I
hear-
think we got it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Morgan.
Well, I can't see him.
You like super can't see him.
Cast light.
Oh, I have an idea.
First things first, I'm gonna walk to cover, because when he appeared last time, he was real close, and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna walk this way.
I wouldn't recommend that.
I'm just gonna go there,
That's the
or try to.
okay.
I don't know that. I don't know it. And then I will cast.
Did you move? As you move,
Yeah, there we go.
it is going to attack you. And the higher of those was a 14 to hit.
When did it attack him?
Miss.
All right.
Clang. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. No, you do hear it clang against your shield.
And yeah, then I guess I'll cast light on. No, I won't cast light. I'll sit where I am.
I mean, you can cast light on objects you touch too.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be yourself.
Yeah, but I don't want him jumping back into the light.
Well, at least then we can hit him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because like if you do it in a space and we're not in it, that's we could get him.
I'll stick
No
with
way.
what I've got.
End of turn, Samuel.
Yep.
Okay. Going to right. Why was I looking to see whether or not that spell was concentration? It's not labeled on his character sheet.
Why would it be? That's an unimportant detail.
Yeah.
The fact that you have enough contact with Jimmy to directly harass him about his.
Oh yeah. No, I can. I intend to.
A very casual. I intend to harass him.
I feel like the title of today's episode
Dude,
is going to be a
he'll
shade
come
with-
he'll come hang out for New Year's Eve and he's gonna get a mouthful of it while I'm drunk.
No. The title is the shade will be thrown.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah, we'll just cast light on the quarterstaff and then toss it on the ground somewhere.
Oh dear.
Actually cast light first. Cast the light cantrip on the quarterstaff first. And then, Chris, you tell me what happens.
Is Chris talking?
Chris.
You're muted, buddy.
My bad. You see the creature appear with the light. It reveals him.
Cool. I throw the quarterstaff down on the ground.
Where?
Maybe like. Oh, that's a shape. That's my bad.
That's good. That's fine.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
I got it. I get the idea.
Strangely stubby quarterstaff.
Yeah, and
Almost
also a completely like closed loop. Yeah. Yeah, that's good for now.
All right, Seris.
Let me look up a distance real quick. Seris is gonna move. To here, and she's going to. She can now see the little monster thing, right?
Everyone can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She is going to point at it and yell very derogatory things at it. You cannot, harass us any longer, and she will cast Bane.
Ooh, all right.
And so basically everything. He has to make a charisma saving throw. Which
it's a 15. Oh no, wait, it has more. 18. 17.
Oh yeah, he passes. Wait. Yeah. So I guess nothing happens.
All right.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Raknul.
All right, I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna reckless swing.
All right.
Natural 20.
Absolutely, yeah.
Woohoo.
Let me see if this calculates correctly. Yeah, it does. 26 points of slashing damage.
Oh man.
Nice.
Fatality.
Yo.
How would you like to do this?
Oh, I just like he pops up and I just leap the distance and just cleave through the center. The second I can see him.
Down, you realized before, as your blade carved through it, it not just had the full contact you expected, it cut deeper than you were used to. And as you see that revealed once more, you see it kind of almost hiss and kind of recoil from the light, and you see the light almost melting away at its form. It's pained, and you catch a moment of vulnerability, and you leash at it and carve through, and you don't just deal critical damage. You actually has vulnerability while within bright light.
Oh.
And
So
you
42 damage.
dissect this thing. And as your blade leaves the other end, you all hear this kind of gasping, unearthly scream wreck through the back of your minds. And like it forces you all to like draw a breath as the thing dissolves into ash and is destroyed.
Nice.
Oh shit, destroyed?
Bravo, Raknul.
Golf claps.
That's weird.
Weird for a shadow demon to turn to ash.
I want to examine these ashes real quick.
Absolutely. Make a religion check.
I would if Roll20 hadn't frozen up on me. There we go. Come on, Roll20. I know you're like 30 years out of date, but let's go.
Oh man. I rolled a 2 on the first d12, and then I rolled an 11 and a 9 on the next 2 for that
Oof.
crit.
Nasty.
Yeah.
22.
With a 22, having seen this creature and witnessed it, you can definitely confirm this in your knowledge was a demon. You're not sure perhaps of the exact type beyond just being some sort of shadow-related demon. But the manner in which it destroyed was consistent with the actual destruction of a demon, not the banishment. As most times when a demon's form is destroyed, it returns to its original plane like all outsiders. But some demons, if they are prevented by some source, or are such as those that are banished, or those that are bound with a specific spell to prevent them from returning to their original plane, are instead destroyed when they are slain.
Yeah.
It appears that this one was destroyed.
We should keep an eye out. What just happened to that thing? That's not normal. It was either very weak or something was keeping it here, and we just killed it, which meant it had nowhere else to go, so it just ceased.
Oh well.
Elrich hurls.
Seris, did you find the boy over there?
Just starts hand on knees throwing up from the body, the demon. He's just all that stew on the ground.
Seris would walk back over to the boy or the body. It's like, I don't know if it's West, but whoever it is no longer with us.
Does it look like a slightly tall 12-year-old with, what'd you say, blonde hair?
Would it, Chris?
With what is left of the corpse? Yes.
Should we
It
perhaps?
would be my best guess, but I think we should take the body back with us.
Yes.
That's
Raknul, could you?
Yeah. I'm gonna... Does anyone have a blanket?
Yes. You can. Sure.
Just to roughly keep it together.
Oh God.
Elrich continues hurling.
I'm just gonna. Riona's gonna walk over and hand you a blanket.
I will say that
We'll wash it out. We'll
as
clean
you
it.
all solemnly return with the body in tow and present it before the father, who
One more quick note. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
I would empty out my bag of sand and try to scoop up as much demon residue or powder as I can in said bag.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, and Morgan is going to hold the group up 10 minutes and ritual cast Detect Magic.
Well, if
that
you'd
was
like,
not
I can.
All right. Noted.
I can try to see if I can sense any other foul creatures in the area.
Please
What a
do.
novel ability.
What?
What a novel ability.
If you'd like.
Yes,
It wouldn't hurt.
I'm losing concentration. Yes, please do that. 6 to then back to 6.
So, 60 feet from where I am, I guess.
You sense one infernal, like
It is
Fiend.
infernal, but I have Callie is not out right now.
Infernal is a language. Fiend is the monster type.
Yeah. I can sense fiends, undead, or celestials.
Gotcha. You sense none. And you do sense, of course, the life essence of those around you, and each one is, unique and varies, but you don't sense any distinct hits, so to speak.
Sure. Well, from where I am, I don't sense anything.
I just want to be sure. 6 to 9, 9, 9, 5, 9. Something was keeping it here at 9, 7, 7, 9. I don't know what it was. I want to make sure it's not in the local area.
Have we investigated the rest of these ruins?
To clarify, Ian, you have misinterpreted perhaps the knowledge that it's not necessarily that it was held by a thing at this instance.
Mm-hmm.
It's more that it was unable to return to its native plane. There's a lot of different ways that could have happened, and it being bound by something specific is an edge case and not the rule.
Okay. Morgan's still going to want to check and make sure that there's nothing funky.
I just want to make sure that was like me giving an example of something that could cause that, but not like that was one of many examples of things that can cause that.
All right. That would still be something that Morgan would latch on to. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. You would know that more commonly within demons is that the demon was probably it could have been banished from its, not banished like the spell banished, but like exiled from the abyss.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing detect magic finds nothing.
No, I already said it. Found nothing.
Okay, cool. Then I'm ready to head back.
All right. As you all take the body back and return it solemnly to the father, a night of mourning, sadness, quiet follows. He does still, of course, put you up for the night, though he does not himself sleep. It appears, having heard some of the commotion, neighbors come to investigate. They learn the news and it spreads. And by the time the sun rises over the next morning, the small settlement surrounding the castle is all aware of a rough transcription of the events the night before.
Oh no.
And I think that is a good spot because we are on the later side. We're trying to keep these games short, at least starting out, because of our time zone differences. So we'll go ahead and call it there. Thank you all for tuning in. Had our first little major combat encounter. It was kind of tricky one. Some were more simple, some were more complex. Hope to see you guys with us next week, 8 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. What are they supposed to do again?
Like, subscribe, share.
Comment with any questions or anything.
Hit the bell.
Pledge.
Write us letters.
Obey.
Write me mean comments about how I don't understand how spellcasters work, please.
Write Jimmy mean comments.